So, to get started, how did I end up here? I think it's something I haven't talked a ton about in my videos, but I'm going to talk about my past a little bit. I'm going to focus on trying to explain why I ended up living in a van.
It's about 7:30. I'm tired. You're crushing me. We gotta get up, buddy. I was up pretty late last night getting the shoe company website ready because we're going to be launching today, and we ran into a bit of a hiccup, and I've got to run to the warehouse this morning where we store all the shoes. And I thought while I'm doing this I could do my video talkie blog explaining why I live in a tin can. Oh, there goes my air. Somebody doesn't want to get up yet. Hey. What are you doing? Oh. Sniffing. Socks, shirt, pants. Ready to go. Oh, dishes. We got a bunch of snow last night. Now, to give some context, I feel like I have to go back 2.5 years when I had what I like to call my quarter-life crisis. Around that time, 2.5 years ago, I had just started working for Bayonet Media, a production company, full-time. It was cool, you know. It was the first time I had a full-time job. So I had my 9-to-5 job and a career path that I went to school for. I would go to work, and then after work I'd go to the gym. Basic routine. And then after that I'd go home, make some dinner, and then I'd hang out with my girlfriend. I was in a long-term relationship. I was living in a house with 2 other dudes, renting. I guess, yeah, I had this like life creep thing. I got a new truck. I got Rocky. I got a dog. My girlfriend and I were looking at actually buying a house. So we were looking at houses, and everything seemed good, but I was extremely like depressed and had anxiety, and I couldn't figure out why, and it was hard to talk while brushing your teeth. It was because I was falling down this like cookie cutter lifestyle. I didn't want to buy a house. You know, the work I was doing didn't feel fulfilling. I was just doing a lot of client work. I wasn't really exercising my creativity with it. I was just paying the bills, which I hate. I hate that term. I don't want to live a life where I have to dread going to work just so I could pay the bills. There was just a lot of things that weren't working, and I knew I had to make a change. So, working the 9-to-5, like, I had overhead, I had rent, I had things to pay, so I knew I had to keep doing that. I figured I could start small, you know, I could change my gym routine, and that's what I did. You know, at the time, I was getting into climbing. I noticed at the climbing gym, they had workout equipment. I just figured, okay, I'll work out before I go climbing so that I could be a better climber. It gave me a purpose to do it, so I started that, and that was a lot. It felt like a big change. And honestly, it kind of was like the... Damn it. I keep closing this. Sway belly, sway belly, sway belly. It was the start of everything. It kind of set everything into motion. That little change. We're both so fat. That's what I was stacking the camera on. Cat hair. Alright. And a good pee. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is fabulous. Where was I? A change in my routine. And, you know, I joined the gym there. I canceled my other membership at LA Fitness, and quickly I got to know the community
at the climbing gym, and everyone was like super cool and nice, and that's where I met Kyle. And you guys have seen Kyle in my other videos. How's it going, bud? It was really apparent, like, he was a guy who was a go-getter, someone who wanted to get things done. You know, we had a very similar mindset. And so I found that like refreshing in itself, and started to run some ideas by him of like projects I wanted to take on, because work at the time, you know, like I said, work didn't feel fulfilling. And that's how the idea of starting a skate shoe company came up. I've been skating since I was in like first grade or something like that, and I played with the idea of a skate shoe, and he was super receptive to the idea and was basically like, dude, I've got money set aside. I had some money set aside, and he's like, we should go for it. And that was just like the little push I needed to jump on it. And so we started a shoe company. Here's the warehouse. Got the original shoes. The issue is with the color of the shoes. The black suede on both pairs we have are incorrect. So I'm gonna go do like a quality check and make sure it wasn't just the pair they gave me earlier, and that it's like the whole stock. Yeah, it's got a little blue tint to it. Yeah.
Well, you can see it here.
You really can tell what
black.
the different material. Yeah.
See, it's kind of like green.
Yeah, it's like a greenish blue.
Yeah.
It's not super noticeable, but there's definitely like a blue-green tint to them. And so we're either gonna have to offer them at like a knocked price, like a discount, B stock, or, you know, ship them back to the factory and then they replace them and we just have to hold off on the blacks. Farts, 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 farts. That's all part of it, I guess. You win some and you lose some. Now, once Kyle and I jumped into the shoe company, we quickly realized, okay, the money we had set aside to start it wasn't going to be enough to keep it going and see it through. So then we had to play around with different ideas on ways we could make money or save money to put toward the shoe company. And like I said, I was looking at houses at the time, and I really didn't want to do it. And so, you know, that long-term relationship I was in, and eventually it came to an end. The idea of living in a van was never a possibility, although it looked like fun and interesting. Being in the relationship, I couldn't do it because she had like 3 rabbits, I had a dog and a cat, and it just wouldn't have been safe. It just wouldn't have worked. Once that relationship ended, it was like, all right, I'm gonna take this time now to be a bit selfish, and I'm gonna try this van thing. It sounded good, like, okay, I won't be spending money on rent anymore. I won't have to pay utilities. I can stop having such a high monthly truck payment, and I can take all that money and put it into the shoe company. And then I can also still go on trips on the cheap with friends because I wouldn't have to pay for lodging. So it seemed like, oh, this is kind of like a win-win-win-win-win-win. And Kyle was like, yeah, dude, I can help you convert that thing. You should go for it. But I did. I sold my truck and I bought a van, and we started converting the thing. He hates being stuck back there. And at first, we were like, we're gonna do this in like 2 to 3 months and we'll be good to go. But the second we started, it was apparent that it was way bigger of a task than we expected. So for the next 7-8 months, I was working nonstop, and it was crazy. And after a while, the guys at Bayonet came to me and were like, hey, you know, you're doing way too much. You should go part-time for us. So it's like going into work. Yeah. Hello. What's up? So here we are, enjoying Christmas goodies.
It's our like charcuterie board at the office.
Look at this. Look at how fancy pants we are with our meetings.
We get one of these every meeting.
And what is this meeting? just to talk about the shows we watch. So we have a weekly meeting every weekly meeting, and this is the weekly meeting. Got my plate of fake ice.
14th and the 16th or something. Don't forget
Yeah,
about
or the end of like that month. So that could also work that week. And Dustin and I will present, so
The guys at Bayonet came to me and they were like, you should go part-time for us because you're stretched too thin, you have too much going on, and you need more time for these other things to get them done. So we sat down and figured out what that looked like, and so from there I would work 3 days out of the week at Bayonet, and then the remaining 2 days I'd spend on the shoe company, and then my weekends would go toward converting the van or working on the van. By that time, the van was already pretty much done. The idea was then, okay, I'll put a lot of my time toward like the shoe company, and then on the off time, I'll go through all the footage that I've shot. I documented the whole build process as well as the trips we did up to that point, and what it was like living in a van. So when I did sit down and go through everything, I had like 20 episodes worth of content, which immediately I thought, cool, I can do something with this. So I took everything I had and the idea to Bayonet, and again, we sat down because they saw some potential too and discussed how that would look. And now, you know, it's 1 day out of the week that I'm working on client work, and the rest is spent on this these creative endeavors that I've come up with or that I'm pursuing. So it was a good change.
It's Rocky's bathroom break, and we're gonna check on Archer. I gotta grab some batteries out of the van. How you doing? Sleepy? Alright, perfect. Forgot him. Does a bear shit in the woods? I don't know. But my dog shits in a bush. That's pretty good.
So I guess we kind of like hit the ground running. Bayonet hired on an intern. The editors here also pitched in, and before we knew it, we had, you know, a handful of episodes that were ready to be released. And so we started the DogCatManVan channel. And from there, we've been trying to keep it going. You know, it's just this never-ending story. We're trying to create content and get it out there in a timely fashion. And on top of that, you need to get by. Still working on the shoe company. You know, while we're working on the channel, I'm still working on the shoe company. It's been a lot of fun. The whole process has been a big learning experience. So it's been about 8 months since we started that, and I am still working close to like 60, 70 hours a week, depending on what I'm focusing on. How much time do I have?
I'm still stuck at the office, working on the website because we're trying to launch tomorrow. Everyone else has left, but I'm trying to get things going with the web page. Who knows when I'm ever gonna leave? Never. Okay, I am heading out for the night. It's about 8. I could still make it to the gym and do a little bit of a workout. He's ready to go. It's a pretty cool movie, dude. Nice. What are you doing? Yeah, fan's coated. Is there an Archer in there? How you doing? Okay. Nice. We're heading out. And light. Whoa, 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 whoa. The pets have eaten, and now it's time to try to work out really quick and maybe climb if I have enough time. It's already 8:30. Goodbye. Okay. I got to work out. I only climbed like a little bit on the little baby wall. Oh well. Hello!
How are you?
I'm eating dinner now.
I'm marking my territory. I'll take this.
And watching Beb's Biggies. It's deep as snow, buddy. Whoa, it's cold. Stay. There you go. Stay. No, 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 no. Rock.
Crazy hair. Nice big old zit. And it's time to wrap this video up. Vlog day done. I'm tired. It's past 11. What do I have to say? You know, I never looked at living in a van as a way to like ditch my responsibilities and travel the world. That wasn't something that was really feasible for me. I saw it as a way to save money so that I could chase my dreams. Gave me a reason to head back home and spend time with my dad and my grandma and my mom and my aunt and my cousins and everybody. You know, I think it's just one of those things that it's totally worth having. It's an amazing memory that we now have. I don't think it's something I'm going to be able to do forever. Like, I'm able to survive this way because I'm a single guy with low overhead and I don't make much money. I mean, the shoe company costs me everything. Like, all my money goes toward that. And eventually I'm going to have to start making some money, which did it just cut? I think it's still going. Let me check. Still going. What was I saying? Anomaly footwear is now a real thing, and it's been a huge learning experience. I never thought I'd be starting my own company and asking for so much help. I mean, this whole thing, like the van itself too, was so much help, but just being vulnerable, that was something I learned, and it's not a bad thing to ask for help when you need it. And you'll be surprised at how many people will be willing to help you too. I've been like blown away. Bayonet is now seeing the DogCatManVan channel as something that has a lot of potential, and so they wanted to double down and put the full force of the company behind it to give it like an extra boost to hopefully bring in more viewers, which means we're going to be creating more original content. A lot of goofy stuff's on the way. Launching a Patreon page and creating a bunch of content for the Patreon page, like behind the scenes stuff, live chats with me, Q&As, things like that. And then also creating some merchandise. And so hopefully we could start turning some profit on it and we can continue to do this.
You ready for bed?
A lot of people who watch these videos, I feel they have, you know, a desire to do this kind of thing. And maybe they can.
This is where it started. And this is where it's gonna end. It's bedtime. Right, Rock?
Living in a van isn't going to be for everybody. It is a very isolating situation, and I couldn't have done it without Rocky and Archer. I really couldn't have. These two turds, they mean the world to me, and like I said, I was kind of in relationships just back to back to back for forever. And, you know, I never really took time to just have myself to figure myself out. You know, I didn't take the time to figure out what I really wanted out of things and what I wanted out of life. And I have a lot of anxiety, and any change in routine was always so scary to me, but I knew I wasn't happy, so I just kind of forced myself to do it. Like me just changing where I worked out, it was just the tipping point to start this whole thing. You know, I met Kyle and we started a shoe company. That led to me living out of this van, which then led to me starting this YouTube channel. And now I have this shoe company that who knows what's going to happen with it. Hopefully it works out. And then I have this, you know, DogCatManVan channel, and maybe that's going to work out. I don't know. But I'm super happy with the way things have gone.
Actually, he's not gonna go to bed. He's gonna be a terror. Yeah, you might. You might go to bed. Yeah.
I got trailed away. My point would be, maybe you can't go after living in a van, but maybe you can pick up a new hobby. Maybe you can start creating something small and stepping in that direction, and you know, who knows where it's going to lead. Could lead to you in massive amounts of debt living in a van with your pets. No, that is where I'm at, but I'm happy that that's where I'm at. It's been a wild ride, and it's gonna be wild for a while. Like, I'm just in the middle of it, I think. We'll see what comes of it. I'm gonna call it there. It's cold. Rocky's falling asleep already. I probably look so menacing with this light. I should have stood here. No.
Why don't you flick that light off for me?
Okay. Bye.